Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It is the 3rd of September, 2017, and you are looking at some footage that I took last night and the day before. I figured out what Operation Dark Sky means. Ever since, now I've talked to people in California, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Maine, British Columbia, everywhere, and everybody's reporting the same thing. Oddly enough, people down in Texas, the few people I've spoken to, are having respiratory issues. But Operation Dark Sky starts August 23rd and runs for 21 months, correct? Isn't that what I told you? Well, I understand what it is. They came out and told us about Operation Solar Shield. They told us all about it, and then they sat back and waited to see what the uproar, if anything, would be. And it wasn't very much. Do you remember the letter that poor David Keith had to issue? And he put out a big statement on Harvard's website saying that people were bullying him and they didn't understand what was really going on. All the while, out of one side of his mouth saying this, and out of the other side of his mouth saying exactly what we've been seeing for years now. So in 2017, we have Harvard, David Keith, openly and finally coming out saying that they are indeed going to spray the sky. Just for instance, this is them right here. This is pro-climate geoengineering and calling chemtrails a conspiracy. And yet they're showing an airplane that's releasing several different types of compounds from the rear of it. But on that, I digress. So we have that occur. And then we have the Great American Solar Eclipse that kind of popped out of nowhere. Now, a channel called 𝗦𝗲𝗱𝗆 brought it up pretty well. The movement of the sun, the moon, the stars is all stuff that can be laid out for a long, long time in advance. And it's just really strange that all of a sudden the Great American Eclipse popped up out of nowhere. Do you know what I mean? It honestly did. It popped up out of nowhere, and then it's all anyone was talking about. And then this is what you see. I could not believe the amount of spraying that they were doing during the eclipse. I couldn't believe the amount of spraying. It was absolutely astounding. They came out several airplanes wide and just absolutely obliterated the sky. Well, if they're doing something covert, which has gone overt, meaning they're now doing it openly, just people don't seem to realize and or care, they basically got everyone's concession. Everyone basically made a compact with them, because on the day of the eclipse, everyone that was looking up was literally watching geoengineering as it occurred. So they've come out and told us straight up, David Keith, Harvard University, they've come out, they've presented it. It's happening. Solar Shield is in effect. They're doing it. They wait for the damage. They wait to see how bad, how angry or how upset people get, if at all, which, was basically just us. The solar eclipse comes. They absolutely obliterate the sky with chemtrails. I mean, this is the number one picture of the eclipse. I mean, really? And now suddenly, since the day of the eclipse, I reported to you a while back, a couple of weeks ago, that Operation Dark Sky was going to take effect, and I believe I know what it is. This is it. Every day at about 4 o'clock, the sun is out, everything is fine. About 4 o'clock, they come out and they spray so heavily that the temperature literally drops 20 degrees and it goes dark. I've noticed they've done that every single solitary day since the eclipse occurred. I believe this is Operation Dark Sky. Again, I have to reiterate, I don't believe that they're going to hit us with a dollar collapse, North Korea, World War III, anything. I believe they're going to keep hitting us with Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, so forth and so on, because it does everything they need it to do. It jacks up gas prices. It puts people in panic. It puts people homeless. It makes FEMA able to move into regions. It allows the National Guard to come in. It gives them the opportunity to do everything they want under the guise of a natural disaster. It wasn't us. Real quick, take note of what I'm videotaping right here. You see this really strange anomaly? It's a perfectly black line in the sky. Now, I've seen these before a lot, but it's almost always a chemtrail. This isn't a chemtrail. It's just a line in the sky. It's not a shadow. It's not reflecting. It's nothing. This is Operation Solar Shield right here. This is an enormous shield. Every single solitary day since the eclipse, they've blocked the sun out at 4 o'clock like I've never seen before, making it basically irrelevant. And the temperatures have plummeted since the day of the eclipse like they've flipped a switch. This is what they're doing. This is what it's going to be. And now we've got 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗆 being conjured up over on the East Coast where I live. You know what I mean? It's absolutely unbelievable. This is why chemtrails. This is why I do what I do. This is why I was awoken. I believe you can call me a troll. You can call me a shill. You can call me whatever you want. But I can't help but notice the thing that I started my channel with, innocently enough, years ago, is exactly what's going to take us out right now. You can deny it if you want. You can ignore it if you want. It seems like many will. It's not a popular topic, but it's all around us, and it is happening. You can't, I mean, this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The eclipse gave them the opportunity to showcase geoengineering right in everyone's faces, and people were looking right past it at the eclipse. Do you see what I mean? This is what it looks like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast. And they've literally got the temperature down to 50, 60 degrees. I mean, like a light switch. It went from 80, 90 degrees to the 22nd, 23rd, boom, it's off. Operation Dark Sky. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. No one would ever expect the weather. And I mean, look at this. Look at this. September 11th, and we have another storm coming up the East Coast. How many times has this happened now? Do you know what I mean? And don't forget, National Preparedness Month. At any rate, like, share, subscribe, or don't. Richie from Boston. Getting ready to head to the West Coast. I'm looking for one more subscriber. I have a couple of subscribers where I'll be stopping at their houses and doing live streams from their houses. I'm going to figure out a way to pick one or two more. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I've got a lot of logistics I have to figure out. It's going to be a long haul. At any rate, Richie from Boston, I am out. Have a good night.